Hey guys, Dmonty here with another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. So in today's video there will be no fan art, but today is going to be a different type of video. Today I'm going to be talking about Dokkan Battle in its current state and just things that we can do to help improve the game. And there's actually a petition online that I really wanted to go over, and that's going to be the main source of this video, and I will leave a link in the description below. So if you guys feel that these changes are necessary, they're asking for signatures to send to Bandai Namco, see if we can get some of these changes implemented. So guys, I ask you, I beg you, take a look at this, and if you agree with me, if you agree with this petition, I'm not sure if anybody else has done a video on this, but if you agree with this petition, please, in the description, I'll put a link right there. Go click on it and sign it and see if we can get Bandai's attention and let them know that we want these things. Okay, so I'm going to go over each thing that is in the petition, and it actually highlights some of the biggest problems of the game, and I'll talk about them all individually right here. Okay, so we have the most needed changes right here. First thing first is friends list. Friends list right now is absolute trash. Absolute trash. Half the time it doesn't even work. I'm sure you guys have had the bug where you click on an event and no friends show up. So that's cool. But the main problem is we can't pick a friend that we want to use. So for example, if I wanted to use Animated Muscle or the First Warden in an event and they're not on the list, I'm screwed. I can sit there and try to refresh, and still not find them. So that right there, there's a big problem with their game, Bandai. If I want to use a friend, I should be able to pick the friend that I want to use and just go for it. Another big problem, so one that I'm having right now, and I'm sure a lot of other people are having, is, say for example, Physical Cooler just came out. I can't find a Physical Cooler friend to save my life. I can't. So I don't get to utilize that team very much. So it's a problem, especially with these new leads coming in. Like, how do you expect us to play with all these units? Like Android 17, I heard you can't even play Android 17 on JP just because you can't find a friend. Same thing with Kid Buu. So how does that make you guys feel summoning forward? Like, they need to fix this problem. They need to make it so I can actually use one of my friends' team's leaders or something like that and just kind of expand it. Like he has what, like nine team slots? Let me pick one of his leaders, something like that. Another thing that you need to do is increase the friend slots. 70 is just not enough. 70 is not enough. Or make it so once you use a friend, maybe they've already done this, but make it so once you use a friend, you can actually keep reusing him. Don't give us like a stipulation. Once he's gone, you have to wait 24 hours before you can use him again. All right, so the next problem that we want to talk about, this one is a big one especially for everybody that, pretty much everybody. I don't think anybody would disagree with this one. Remove or decrease the rate of R characters from summons with Dragon Stones. When you get a multi-summon and is 9 Rs and an SR, you just wasted literally like 30 bucks. Like, no, more like 25, but that shouldn't even be a thing. If you are doing a premium summon, it should be SR and up guaranteed. SR and up. Like, there's no reason for that. If you're going to spend that money, at least get the Baba points for it. So I think that definitely needs to be addressed, Bandai Namco. Get rid of R's in summons. So that's definitely one of the problems. That's actually probably my number one, because I do a lot of summoning, and I'm sure you guys would agree with me. You don't want to see R's in your summons. Leave that to friend points only. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about on here on this list, this one's actually pretty cool, and a lot of people wouldn't really recognize this, but HD cards. So I really think that they should implement HD cards in the game. I mean, we have these amazing phones now. HD cards should not be a problem. Actually, on the screen right now, I'll show you an image example of what we have on Dokkan, and I'll actually show an image of what an HD card looks like. And just the difference between that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you want to see HD cards? Let me know. Let me know. I think nobody would disagree with that. So next thing, new gameplay. The game is boring, repetitive. Players wait for a new gameplay like player versus player, raid bosses, or multiplayer. Yes, I totally agree with that. You need to open up multiplayer of some sort. Give us like an event that we take turns meeting with one of our friends. That would be so freaking cool. Give decent rewards for it. Bleach does a good job with that. Naruto does a good job with that. It's time Dokkan got on with the train. Okay, so next one here, more difficult events. The cards are currently too powerful for the levels, and increased difficulty would restore interest in the game. I completely agree with that. when you can go in and literally one-shot bosses. It does take a lot of the fun out of it. I mean, that's what we summon for, is those overpowered units. But right now on JP, if you're running an Ultimate Gohan, the Strength Ultimate Gohan lead, with optimal setup, you have over 400,000 health. I mean, you can get supered all day long. You're fine. You're fine. You don't even have to worry about it. You probably don't even need to bring heal items at that point. So yeah, more difficult events would be very good. The events I think are already long enough, but they need to do something like add a different mechanic to different mechanics, like those little gimmicks that they had in the fights were really cool. But they need to change something where you just don't go in and one-shot the boss. I agree with that. Okay, so the next thing, reduce the JP and global gap. Reducing the Japanese and global gap to the maximum will prevent problems such as absence in categories. Yeah, to be released. That's a big problem right there, to be released, because categories weren't out yet. To be released was a thing. That should not come. That shouldn't even happen. So right now, I think the JP and global gap is about 5 to 6 months. When JP gets something, we get it 5 to 6 months later. It kind of gives us a good guess of what we're getting. Like all the banners, there's usually a couple changes, but the banners are always usually in the same order. You know, sometimes they throw some curveballs at us, but knowing what's coming, like why would we? You know, it takes a lot of like the motivation out of summoning. Like if we know something's about to be obsolete, we would just get rid of, like we wouldn't summon on the banner. So I think you should definitely get rid of that that gap right there. Okay, some other minor changes that we want to see in the game. I think I already covered this one. Number 7, put categories earlier and put leads. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shenron to be released should never ever happen. It shouldn't have happened, and it should never happen again. What's kind of disheartening and game breaking, we hit number 1 on the App Store for a card where the leader skill wasn't even announced yet. Well, not officially. We knew what JP got, but it was half of a card. We broke records with half of a card, which is absolutely insane. That shouldn't even be a thing. Should not be a thing. Okay. Putting voices for special attacks. That's a big one. I would actually love to see some Gallic Gun, Kamehameha, Final Flash, Burning Slash. I don't know. Just make the sound effects of Burning Slash something cool. So putting voices for special attacks would be really, really neat. If you guys can do that, Bandy, if you are seeing this, go for it. That would be a great improvement to the game. See, a more regular return for all events. Many events are only played once a year. Players would like regular return of all events, not just some events. That is very true. I can think of some events that we haven't seen in a very, very, very long time. One that comes to mind is the Cooler event. I'm talking about the one where you farm the intelligence one. The Piccolo Physical Super Strike. I haven't seen that one in like, I don't even know. But there are tons of events. It needs to go on a monthly rotation, not a yearly rotation. I completely agree with that. Let's see. This encyclopedia of characters already seen in the game. The encyclopedia is already present on the Japanese version of the game. A lot of players are waiting for this edition. This will allow players to see the cards in detail and thus incite them to summon for characters who might not have been interested before. So that would be very cool. If there was an option to see what characters you're missing, what banners to summon them on, that would be actually really neat. So like if I can be like obtained, not obtained, that would be lit. I would love that. So I didn't even know that was a thing on the JP side of the game. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't play a whole lot of JP, but if it's on JP, why isn't it on global? So yeah, I think that should definitely be there. Faster hidden potential system. Faster hidden potential system would be freaking amazing. Just be like select entire like tree, or click, and then accept something to make that a little quicker. It should not take me 20 minutes to max out a card that I should be able to do instantly. Like select all, go. All right, so the next thing. Tournament. The World Tournament, as we know it right now, guys, it is a tedious grind. It is not fun anymore. So if you guys can, Bandy, if you can make any changes to the World Tournament, this one I don't have any recommendations on. I'm sure you can figure something out. Figure something out that makes it a little bit more fun. Put some give us some bonus with restriction teams or something like that. If you go in with a lower team cost, I don't know. I'm sure you guys can figure it out. But World Tournament, doing the same thing over and over 100 times, it just gets repetitive and boring. You got to find a way to mix it up, or at least make the rewards. So another thing, make the rewards so after we've obtained all the rewards, give an infinite reward. So like after every Every 20 wins, you'll throw a couple orbs at us, or every 30 wins, you'll give us one extra Elder Kai. Something like that to entice us to keep going. Like, why? Yeah. So, last thing, the shiny background of the cards. Oh, I can't agree with this anymore. A lot of Dokkan players hates the retro shiny effect of the cards. Have once Dokkan. An option to put it in or take it off is expected. I agree with that. The blurriness, I can't even describe it. You guys know what I'm talking about. That shiny glimmer, when you look at a card, it just looks like trash. So, Bandy, give us an option to turn that off. Like, we don't want to see that on a card. That would be great. Alright guys, well that's pretty much going to sum up the video. I hoped that that you guys agree with me that a lot of these changes need to be implemented. I'm sorry if another YouTuber has done this before. I just saw this petition and I was like, man, these are great ideas, and somebody's actually trying to do something. Start a petition and get Bandai's attention. Let them know that this is what we want. So if you guys agree with this, please go sign it. I'll leave a link right there in the description. It takes like 2 seconds. Go do it. Let's see if we can get. Let's see if we can get 100,000 signatures on this thing. 15. Right now it's about 12,000. 15, 20, 30, 40, 50,000. Let's do it, guys. I know all of this combined, we can get what we want, but it needs everybody. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video, and make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new here, turn notifications on, and I will see you on the next one. Later.